Hi Dave, really great to be at Seco again. I can't believe it's only a couple of months away from the 2024 ITI.
Yes, yeah, it's August now, towards the end of August,
Yeah.
we're nearly into October in ITI, and yeah, I mean, it's great to welcome you back to Seco as always, Jason. It's always a pleasure to have the Wogaard team on site. Sure.
Thank you very much. Apart from we're sort of nearly getting to the end of the cricket season, a month or two away, preparation is the focus now for the event, which we're really pleased to be part of again. Can you tell us a little bit what's happening with the ITI event this year?
I think, as always, ITI it's a showcase for manufacturing best practice, and we always try and push things on a little bit in terms of manufacturing. We always try and have a little bit of a different focus each year. This year is going to be more about the combination of technologies, particularly the digitalisation of technologies. I think a lot of people know how to cut metal now, and what we want to do is have touch points or demonstrate other parts of that manufacturing process that can be influenced, that can be optimized and improved, and that's why our partners are so important. We have our little bit of the process with the cutting tool, although we are expanding our portfolio to include more, to actually give a truly holistic picture to show all those touch points in the manufacturing process is really important to us. And that's why having the right partners, like-minded partners who really believe in this full solution-driven way of optimizing process is absolutely critical to us.
Yeah, and a lot of this leads into sustainability, which we at Wogaard talk about a lot and are passionate about, because obviously we're saving a lot of coolant oil for the industry, which has a great effect on going forward with reducing our emissions. But a lot of these processes, and you talk about partners, and we've actually had sustainability discussions before with yourselves and with the partners. And now, the important side that we look with all the suppliers is the actual link with sustainability, which is sometimes not obvious, is it?
No, not at all. And there's been a real step change in how Seco looks at sustainability as well. I think traditionally, if you look at our sustainability journey, it's been very inward focused. So we look at the production of our own products, what we call, the production up to the customer gate. And then we pick it up again when the customers use the products, with recycling, regrinding, that kind of thing, where we're looking at the circularity of the product. One thing that's becoming more and more important is actually how we influence the use phase of the product. So when the customers are machining. But there's only so many things that we can do with the cutting tool. So this is where it's vitally important that we bring the partners in, because there's so many ways you can influence how that tool's used. And then when we start to look at the work holding, the spindle technology, the coolant pumping, the fluid pumping, that kind of thing, that there's so many touch points within that process. And that's where the partners come in. That's where it's absolutely crucial, because we can look at our bit, we need their input, knowledge, experience, expertise to then optimize the rest of it to make it a much more sustainable machining process.
Yeah, I guess that brings in a whole host of things, from you say bringing the raw material in to the amount of material you machines, from scrap, including better tooling paths, less energy used on the machine through better use of the pumps, digitalisation throughout the process as well, from actually on the shop. I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, didn't we? So I think it just brings in a whole lot more education to the ITI event as well, doesn't it, on that side?
Yeah, I think education around the ITI event, education around sustainability and how it affects or impacts customers, because they hear the word sustainability and think, what's that got to do with me? Is it just planting a few trees? What does it really mean? Do I really get an impact? It's going to cost me money. I'm not going to see any manufacturing gain from it. And I think that's where the education piece comes in. Actually, you can be more sustainable in your process, but still see productivity gains, by removing air cuts, by using more efficient tool paths that make your tool last longer, or you can push the tool harder and get a shorter cycle time. So actually looking at efficiency and sustainability gains within your manufacturing process can save you money. It can free up floor space if you don't need to buy as much machines, if you've increased your capacity within your facility on your manufacturing processes. So I think it's that education that sustainability, yes, there may be an upfront cost in some technology, but actually the long-term benefits are, one, we're more sustainable, but two, we've got business sustainability. So we're looking at economic sustainability as well as environmental sustainability.
Yeah, and absolutely. I'm sure the aerospace supply chain will demand such requirements. I know there's lots of standards that are being introduced, and measuring it, as we know, is quite a difficult thing. We've just done an LCA on the coolant saver, which has been a 45-page product from raw materials to production, manufacturing to the end of life of the product. So, and that's just on one product, a 45-page. So improving how we do that is great information, though. We had some super information. We on a 30% collection rate, we carbon offset our proof after product after 5 days, which is quite incredible. And we looked at the difference in kg CO2 reduction over just using the coolant saver and not using it 1 hour was 0.5 kg CO2.
It's quite significant, isn't it?
Well, it is, and what does it mean, though? We'd like to have exactly. We have a look at a rating, and I think we equated 0.15 kg over an hour over a year would be like doing over 5,000 kilometres in a car,
right? Or
1,000 households using over 13,000 tons. So then you start looking, what will that difference that make? Better climate for air and wastage. So then we start looking at figures, but it isn't that easy, is it, through the process to show that?
It isn't, and again, this comes back to why collaboration, true collaboration between partners is so important. There's so many different sets of data you can gather within that process, and so you need everybody's expertise and technology to gather that data, but then it's bringing it all together in a meaningful rating. I'd love to get to a point, and I think you and I again spoke about this, where you could have a really simple rating for your manufacturing process, like you would rate a washing machine efficiency or white goods. You could rate your processes in A, B, C, or D. At the minute, it isn't that straightforward, but I think by working together as partners, we can get to that to simplify it for industry. Really,
I'm sure it'll happen. I think it has to happen really for the industry going forward to get to our sustainability goals. But I think it will improve the whole manufacturing process as well. Through education, bringing people into the industry. Education, it's one of the things I think we see through the process of getting people into engineering, getting the right skill levels. Now, you probably know, we used to always in the machine shop have our super engineer, the one who knew everything from the process, from machining metal, the CAD/CAM process. We obviously need to not get away from that so much, but we need to bring more people in. So that means maybe not de-skilling, but bringing them into different areas easier. And not have to train through every role, which a traditional apprentice would do. And I'm still that style of engineer. You need to learn that. But I think going forward, we will need to have education. For instance, in a lot of the younger people, not being ageist, but they could come straight into CAD/CAM, and they would pick it up like super fast, but not necessarily the other bits. And that's where or vice versa. That's areas where I think improving and optimizing the processes will help going forward.
Absolutely. I think what we've got to do is also look at these processes and think, what can we get away with not doing? What can we take away? Yes, I've always been a big believer in hands-on skill and that you should have that base, your level of knowledge and build that experience up over the years. But there's also a lot of low-value activities in manufacturing that can be taken out. And I think, again, this is where digitalisation is important. We can take out a lot of manual process, a lot of paper process, and we can free up highly skilled people. When we do have those super engineers, you actually want them looking at your process to optimise it.
Absolutely.
If we can use technology, interlinked technology, digitalisation to remove mundane manual or administrative process that ties up that super engineer, then you can free up people to work on high value activities. Just to come back to the skill set thing as well, the skill set is changing. We are moving towards a more digital age, and I think for young people, it's perfect that they're brought up on digital technologies. We've had to learn it as we go. We've had to adapt. That it's natural to them. It's just what they do.
And I think it makes it more exciting for them to come into an industry that traditionally it's probably got a little bit of a name for, big heavy machines. This is not what I want to go into. But if you look at the technology, if you come here, for instance, for the ITI, surely that would excite a whole generation of new engineers. I'm sure that's one of the big purposes of it as well.
And I think that's got to be communicated to industry. I do despair sometimes when I watch the news and it reverts to some old school manufacturing shop with somebody in a brown store coat in machines that have been there since the 30s. That's not what engineering and manufacturing is these days. It is high technology, it is fast paced. We do need different skill sets. And I think, again, you know, the youth today, they're absolutely geared up for it. It's natural to them. They'll come in and adopt and adapt very, very quickly. And we need to utilise and capitalise on that to take manufacturing forward in the future.
Yeah. I'm sure manufacturing will also be the solution for sustainability. As our technology has always shown the drivers going forward, is not to turn the machines off, but to keep the machines going and look at ways of how to produce things faster, quicker, and using less resources, which I'm sure we're doing. You know, we've done some podcasts with companies now are using totally renewable power to power the machine, so it is possible, you know, and going forward without it costing fortunes. The money does, you know, it's kind of like the circular economy. You know, what we get out, we want to put back in to the environment. So I'm sure them goals we'll get to. Any more that you'd like to add, Dave, to the sustainability side?
Not really, other than, you know, we're only scratching the surface here, Jason. It's such a broad and deep topic, you know. If people want to know more, what they should really do is come to ITI in October, and, you know, they can come and sit down with us. We'll happily take time to talk to them about sustainability, what they want to achieve from it, whether we can work with them to help them achieve their sustainability goals, and we can show them what's new and exciting and the things that we're actually working on to move things forward in terms of, you know, environmental manufacturing sustainability and economic manufacturing sustainability. It's one of those, if you want to know more, get yourself to October.
You've answered my next question already, because I'm really excited about the event. I always am. It's a great show point for the year, especially for us to be involved with all your other partners. So really excited. But I think the big important thing is, you know, we're showing the latest technologies. You're showing the latest technologies. So it's great education for customers, end users, and people to come to.
I think we're showing the latest technologies, but we're showing how those technologies link together. It's the combination of those technologies that's really key. Those are the things, it's the linking of those that give you the greatest sustainability gains, the optimization of your process, cost reduction, cycle time reduction, freeing up, you know, high skilled labor to do high value things. That's going to be the big focus this year, is this connecting of technologies to really touch all those and optimize all those points within your process. Great.
Well, really looking forward to it. I know there's a little bit of another celebration going on, I believe.
There is, yeah. It's two celebrations, actually. It's 10 years of ITI. Can you believe it?
10 years. Wow.
10 years we've been working on this now, year on year. More and more grey.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know,
but you know what? It's been a fantastic journey, and it's also 60 years of Seco in the UK as well. So yeah, it's a great time to celebrate not just our time in the UK, but I think 10 years of true collaboration and partnerships, not just the collaboration. Yeah, I think people use that term quite loosely. And I think when we talk about true collaboration, I talk about the type of collaboration that we have when, you know, ITI is just a showcase. It's the day-to-day things that we do, producing these sort of collaborative technologies and solutions. So yeah, great celebration.
Yeah, and great milestones there, and easy to come to the show. What do we have to do? Is it just a...
Yeah, I think the landing page is already open. You can register. We've already got a significant amount of registrations already.
Hopefully that'll be going along the bottom of the screen now as we talk.
Hopefully, yeah. Access is always easier. You know, we're not too far away. We're in the Midlands. We're not too far away from the motorway networks. We've got car parking.
Well, Dave, really excited about the events in October, the
16th and 17th.
17th, yeah, really looking forward to it. Thanks very much. Once again, it's been a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, pleasure to have you. And, you know, yeah, it's going to be a super event, really, really exciting, and, you know, inspiration through innovation. Let's hope that we do inspire people through the innovations that we show.
Well, you certainly do to me anyway.
Thank you.
Thanks.